Everyone, it's me, Carbundance, and I just came inside from the outside. It was a little bit windy. Can you see this? How long this baby has grown already. It's amazing. Yeah, wow. But also annoying. You never know where to put them. Okay, so let's start straight away. You see here this zinc that I, was getting into at that time 1 year ago. Because I actually had these mouth corners cracked, like especially in the luteal phase after the ovulation, I used to get really sore and cracked mouth corners. I think you call it angular cheilitis, and it's something I don't have anymore, ever. Like I used to have this during the real recovery also for several months still. But it's gone for several months now, so I hope that's it forever. It's really painful. Yeah, these are screenshots from Medical Medium. This was the time when I was really getting into the Medical Medium thing. Just something that I really regret because it harmed me very much. I used to think that that was just educating myself and because there was this hype, or it still is this hype about Anthony Williams and his books, and I'm just glad I just pulled myself out of there again. I mean, kudos to you if, information of him benefited you, but just in general, I see a lot of harm in his information as well, because people like me and people who are prone to eating disorder, who have any kind of restrictive eating disorders, are going to be harmed by his information, because his information is very orthorexia-ish, and that's the problem. You see here in this day pretty similar or very much exact the same foods as the day before. You will see in the next days there's going to be a lot of an increase in fruits and raw foods, because I pretty much got afraid of the oats that as you see, they were one of my very safest foods and very safest staple foods, and I felt like, well, maybe that's, if I react to them, then that of course is not a good idea. And just the fact, if you take anything away from these videos, just the fact that I just automatically presumed that it just has to do something with the kind of foods I eat makes me cringe now, because it was just my eating disorder just latching onto things. It was actually the opposite that made my fingers swell up, because it's sorry, I don't know, whatever. Sorry, that's my laptop. I just was kind of, I felt like I had no choice in just assuming, just the thought of it's just me still not eating enough, it felt impossible to me, just mind-blowing. I had a tangerine as a snack. Wow. You see this now, yeah? Like, I had much more fiery snacks before, as you saw in my videos. I recommend to watch them, all of the 365 throughout 1 year, for your benefit. And you see that this is not progress. It's actually many steps backwards. And the only reason is because the chilblains, the Raynaud syndrome, the swelling and itching, and it started in my fingers, and I thought there's some autoimmune disease or whatever going on, and I could not possibly wrap my mind around the possibility that it could have to do with the fact that I was still not eating enough, because I at the time still thought, well, as long as I'm eating so many calories, and I mean that is a lot of calories relatively, like in comparison to what people usually eat at my size, and just in general, women in general. And I do eat more calories than pretty much any women around me still and did there also. But just this only whole food mindset, only healthy foods and only natural foods, nothing processed and whatever. And I just later had to come to the conclusion that it's not only about the calories. And actually, even if it was, which it's not, but even if it was, it's still, it's a minimum. The minimum of the Minimum guidelines is a minimum. Makes sense. And I didn't treat it as such. That was a big problem. You see here photos of my hands. You see the right hand was much more than the left hand. The discoloration is actually because of the issues in the circulation, and it just freaked the heck out of me. You see here, I was getting into the arthritis stuff. I had bad arthritis. I removed the weed, arthritis gone. Also pain in knees and shoulders gone. I educated myself, I would say. I overthought myself, over-researched, over-googled myself in terms of like what are the differences between gout and arthritis. And I always noticed it's not exactly what I'm experiencing now. So I only later found out about chilblains and also Raynaud's syndrome and the association, the connection to anorexia and just people with malnutrition. A survey of more than 1,000 arthritis patients revealed that red meat, sugar, fat, salt, caffeine, and nightshade plants. There's just so many articles about arthritis which they don't agree on one single thing. They are all a little bit different. And of course, McDougall, they all have a very, very own, they say the most important thing is this and the most important thing is that. And not even on animal products they agree. Like some people, like McDougall, they make it seem as if animal products are the most main culprit. And I get it. And I love it that many people reverse their arthritis by just not eating animal products anymore. But there's also people where it just doesn't have any effect. And it's like, it's just not so black and white as people always like to make it seem. And this here is the Physicians Committee, also a plant-based kind of institution. Pain-safe foods, rice, cooked green vegetables, cooked orange vegetables, just like, no spices, no salt at all, no fats at all, just like very clean starches, everything organic, and then vegetables. And there's a lot of fruit that's off limits, and other people are saying very different things, like fruits are very great and just these exact foods are trigger foods and those are not. And it's like they just don't agree at all. And it just can you relate? I mean, it makes you go insane. It did certainly make me go insane, and just gave my eating disorder a reason and an occasion, a chance to flourish again. I am more calm. I am grounded now. I wasn't back then. I guess these are a little bit fast now. I mean, you can pause. I forgot to make them longer now. We're just gonna skip them for now. I speak to myself with love and respect. Yes, now after recovery. It's been a while since I put this reminder out. Stop watching videos of people eating on YouTube and get yourself some food instead. Yes, so important. I used to have to hear this so much. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to put that into action. The comment was left on my video talking about how you can add protein fiber to your cookie snack. So you just took a 300 calories cookie and made it like 500? Yeah, to make it more filling. And the answer is yes, absolutely. It's more calories. I encourage you to think beyond just the one meal out the snack that you're eating. And think beyond strictly the number of calories that it has. Because remember, eating behavior is complex and is influenced by numerous different factors. I mean, so far so good, including satisfaction and satiety. So far so good. So even if you are consuming a lower calorie snack or meal now, it doesn't mean that at the end of the day, your total calories are going to be all low across the board. A lot of times what happens is if you eat a meal or a snack that is not high enough in calories, or is not satisfying enough or satiating enough, you will later overeat or binge. And your total calorie intake will go way up. I mean, as if that is a problem. And so again, think about satisfaction and satiety, two factors that are very much overlooked. And my problem here, so this is also sad because, you know, Dorian Ryder's girlfriend only eats this little tahini. My pity goes out to you. That's the problem. Like, why do we have to manipulate meals and snacks so that they are so satiating and satisfying over several hours of the day? It's like so disordered. That's what I tried to do 1 year ago. I'm just trying to show you also the other side of the things. You know, it's just so important. That's also what I did 1 year ago, that my eating disorder just took everything I did and justified it because I had reason, a very good justified reason to do it that way. I mean, I got into all of these things because of my fingers. I had a disease, I was afraid. Why do I keep overeating unhealthy foods? So that is the question. I mean, I was stuffed all of the time 1 year ago. And so let's see what this girl Audra recommends. Your meals aren't very tasty or satisfying. Fair enough. Yes. No spices, no sauces, no fats, no salt. Yeah, but she also recommends like pretty much as whole food as humanly possible. The bland and boring meals are so unsatisfying, so you keep eating more and more. You end up eating a ton of volume of healthy foods. You're stuffed, but you're still not actually satisfied. Yes, you end up eating a ton of, oh yeah, that's still the same. Okay, like, watch out. So she recommends to add more spices and sauces and that you're more satisfied. And I just feel like, especially in the plant-based movement, there's this obsession about making it as satisfying as possible. You know, and you also hear Healthy Emmy just adding like 2 spoonfuls of rice. And it's like she argues, well, that's okay. You know, her followers understandably say, well, that would be not enough for me. And she says, well, if you eat so many times today, that's fine. You don't need as much. But it's like, you sure do want more than 2 tablespoons of rice with your salad. Like, I don't even care how many times you eat in a day. When someone tells me they can count macros and also eat intuitively, yeah, I can relate. Have I been in recovery? Yes, but no, but yes. So yeah, there's someone telling and giving an update. Not gonna get into this now. Sorry, I'm going to actually learn and remind myself that I have to make these things longer so I can say enough about the things. But so I just see a trend in the plant-based community to make everything so satisfying because they are all kind of afraid of mental hunger, it seems. Enjoying a fast food meal isn't unhealthy, but do you know what is? Spending a lifetime with a fear of food and disordered eating. That's not health. Spot on. So much, because it feels like when you have an eating disorder, well, it feels like it's just all worth it because you can still just entertain this ideal of society, and you feel like, well, I do not have as many fear foods as I used to have, and so this is fine now because I do not gain so much weight. But then, you know, I don't even think that way. I think no matter what you eat, the weight gain will not be different, but what happens in your mind, if the rewiring takes place, that will be a difference. Let me know if you enjoy these videos, and I will make sure I keep the screenshots longer for the next one. See you tomorrow. Bye.